Whitley, 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 Whitley.
All right, are you all ready to stop Garlic Jr., rescue a princess from some ninjas, find the curry of life, maybe fight the guy with the slow fruit?
How about we go buy some bread?
It's time for filler!
How about... No.
The curry of life, that's a Naruto thing, right?
Naruto.
Yeah.
Yes.
Naruto... Okay, Naruto, to be fair, had a world that was just begging for filler, because the best thing...
And they did not take advantage of it at all.
They did at points. It's just, you know, some of the filler was really weak, but then other filler series were really strong. And basically anything involving Hinata was a really good story, because, like, the writers seem to have realized, hey, we have a storytelling goldmine with this character. Let's just, you know, go hog wild with it.
So, I mean, I only watched, like, maybe 20 or 30 episodes of Naruto before giving up. When does she become interesting? Because she was, like, the typical shy...
Hundreds of episodes later when it gets into Shippuden.
Hinata gets interesting... basically the first time the story focuses on her, which is her fight with Neji. But then she just sort of drops out of the story again, until Shippuden. The filler seasons in the original Naruto added a lot more of her into the first half of the series. And there were a couple story arcs that focused on her growth in particular. Like, there was this whole thing where she made up her own, like, variation of the Hyuga fighting style and everything.
Which one's that?
It's the one that eventually allowed her to do chakra lion hands. I don't really understand why she does that, but okay.
Yeah, it's because, again, from the very limited amount of stuff I watched, she seemed like the typical shy anime girl.
She kind of is at first glance. Her story arc is interesting, though, in that the reason she's shy is that she's buckling under the expectations of her clan, because she's supposed to be the clan head. But this is one of those clans that's really big into, like, being, like, serious and uber strong, and she's not very combative. So...
In the meantime, I'm making bread.
Yeah, well, we might as well be talking about Hinata if we're making bread, because that's essentially what she becomes in Boruto. She's the housewife. It's like, okay... Yeah, her story arc is, like, well and truly done. We don't really have anything to do with her, so let's just bring her in occasionally for some jokes. Like, somehow she became the ramen-eating champion at Ichiraku. Okay. I think that was actually, like, a reference to an omake or something that played after the credits of one episode. As, like, they made it canon. Why? But, where was I? Right.
Puffins.
So... basically, her story arc is largely about her finding Naruto's endless enthusiasm in the face of failure really inspirational. But the thing is, it never actually makes her win. It just makes her learn to stop giving up. To learn to stop giving up. Her big epiphany in the first series is her deciding to keep fighting Neji instead of giving up. But this results in her, like...
almost
dying and being stuck with a heart injury for the rest of the arc, to the point where she passes out and winds up sleeping through the entire climax of the tournament.
I feel like that's less triumphant than what they were going.
It's kind of grounded, but like for character development purposes, it makes a lot of sense that her learning to hold on to her resolve was important to her. And then she fails anyway, and has to keep that resolution in spite of not actually beating Neji. You know? So it works out, and when she appears later on, you can see the growth there. The thing was, in the manga, Hinata didn't appear much. Most of her characterization and her growth was implied to happen somewhere else, while Naruto was off doing other things. So she would be a significantly different character pretty much every time she showed up. So you could see and think your way through the growth steps she's taken, but you didn't see all of it. And that left...
Also, I I would like to note, in context of the game universe, we have Wonder Woman changing powers.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Cool, I
magical
guess.
girl transformation. Woo. But like, there a lot was left to the reader's imagination in the manga when it came to Hinata, and that left a lot of people with a certain fascination for her. And the anime took advantage of that by filling in a lot of the blanks. A lot of the blanks.
And then you had Curry of Life.
And then you had Curry of Life. Yes, I don't really know what they were thinking with Curry of Life.
What? Okay, what's the Curry of Life? I have to know.
Ryan?
It's a very bad filler arc.
Wait, it's a whole
where,
arc? Oh god.
Yes.
I thought it was like an episode.
Well, not like a super long. It's like a mini arc of like 2 to 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The series had a lot of like those mini arcs at the time, but it's like 2 to 3 episodes of the hobbled together team at the time helping this old lady make like the best curry or something. And some bad guys trying to take it, and it's really
this
stupid.
was post Sasuke betrayal, wasn't it? Yeah, there was this.
This was during the 200 episode.
The 200 episode spins its wheels arc, where Naruto just spends time with random characters doing random ass missions.
Are you guys like actually serious that there's literally
200
episodes?
Okay. Here's how it goes. Okay, Sasuke betrays the group, and then that's where the first part of the manga ends, and where Shippuden should begin. But they spent so long waiting for the manga to gain ground on them that they went 200 episodes and several movies of just doing random ass missions around the ninja world with random ass characters accompanying Naruto each time. And this was a mixed bag of quality, because sometimes it gave the anime like chances to flesh out characters who got like no attention in the manga, like Anko or Tenten. But it went on for way too goddamn long.
I think 200 episodes is too long for anything.
And then at the end of the 2000 episodes, Jiraiya just invites Naruto on his training mission, which is in the manga what happened immediately after Sasuke betrayed them. So it's all...
Yeah, they came out, all they did was say, oh, Jiraiya just said, oh, I have other stuff to do at the moment, I'll get back to you later.
Yeah, so it's like Naruto did that thing RPG heroes do where he spent 60 hours before the final boss doing side quests.
Oh god, why?
Shippuden is better paced than that up until the point where it also fell behind, where it also got too close to the manga. So there's this period where it spins its wheels as well, but at least it does things a little bit more inventively. Like when it spins its wheels, it has this period where it'll do either its own like little epic arc, sort of like how Yu-Gi-Oh had the darts arc or whatever. But there's also this period where it's just a series of flashbacks to things that happened when everyone was younger, and that's interesting in its way because it gave like some extra development to things, and also gave the show a chance to show Sasuke again when he wasn't such a douchebag, so you sort of had a bit of a reminder of why Naruto gives a shit about this asshole.
Because he's...
No,
okay.
Alright, giving Sasuke some due credit, and this is better in the anime because they show it more, but there was this period where he sort of warmed up to his teammates and was a bit of a bro. Just, you know, a bit of one. You know?
I'm just I didn't watch much of Naruto before I put it down, and this was like in the mid-2000s when it was on like Toonami and stuff, but I don't remember Sasuke ever not being a douchebag, so I'm guessing this was probably closer to when he became evil for a while.
There's this sort of happy time for Sasuke somewhere in between the tournament arc and when he actually starts getting close to real betrayal, where he's sort of an organic part of the team chemistry, and he's an okay character at that point. He's not too moody. His antagonism with Naruto seems a bit more good-natured, and Sakura by that point has somewhat kind of matured, so she's not as screechy about fangirling over Sasuke, and it's nice. I wish it wasn't tied up in so many bad filler arcs, but it's nice. So in that sense, the anime did do some good things for the characterization in Naruto. It just did it in a really drawn out and kind of boring way.
Naruto is, like, to me, the most interesting anime to, like, break down because there's so much going on with it.
Yeah.
And some actually good ideas and stuff, but
there are a lot of good ideas.
Really...
It's just there's execution that's all sorts of wonky.
Yeah, it's one of the most all over the place
yeah.
shows out there.
Yeah. It's like on YouTube for a long time when the ranting community was still the thing. Bashing on Naruto was almost as popular as bashing on Twilight. And
oh yeah, no, it's I can't remember a time. It took a long time for me to realize that no wait, there are people who legitimately like Naruto, because for a long time, the only people I ever heard talk about it were the people who just consistently said it was terrible.
Yeah. The problem was the fans of Naruto at the time were the weebiest of the weebs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would wear the headbands out in public. They would try to run like that.
Yeah.
Believe it.
Yeah, they would use ticks, the same ticks. It's just they were absurdly cringy.
They're like that guy in Judgment. That guy exists in Judgment, the Yakuza detective spinoff. There's this American weeaboo guy in a ninja costume who you can be friends with after you complete his missions, and he joins you in battle. And his special ability is that he throws out these small bombs that stun enemies. He throws bombs and shuriken. You have to beat him in darts, which he calls shuriken. You have to beat him at the darts minigame.
What?
Yeah, you have to play against a weeaboo ninja from America, and I think his name is Ryan.
God damn it.
God damn it, Ryan. How many times do we have to tell you to stop challenging the Japanese at darts? Didn't you get arrested the last time you threw smoke bombs into public?
And he's actually really good for battle once you get him on your side, because he shows up pretty commonly during random battles in town. And when he does manage to stun an enemy, you can then follow up with one of your special attacks, which is like this really badass, like, rapid fire kick at the enemy's face that pretty much wipes out anything. But I don't know if he actually does the verbal tick in Japanese, but in the English localization, they have him saying "believe it" quite a lot.
Oh god, I don't know whether to think that's funny or to cry. I'll do both. Okay.
But bookseller Honda-san also kind of makes fun of that a little bit.
Who's bookseller? Oh, is that the one with the skeleton?
The skeleton, yeah.
Oh,
basically, like he's always talking about, his experiences working in a bookstore and all that, and since he lives in Tokyo, of course, he occasionally gets foreigners looking for manga, and he's just like, I have no idea how to deal with these people.
Oh yeah, I remember. I saw the clip where he was like, "Special Japanese yaoi book."
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Geez. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a gay couple looking for like actual yaoi. And he's like, no idea how to communicate with them about it.
Yeah, because he thinks that they're just
Weird.
looking for
Weird.
they're looking for something
The
normal.
raunchy. Yeah.
So
when they finally get through to him, he's just like, special Japanese yaoi book.
Oh man.
Oh god. I just like that he's randomly a skeleton. Nobody else in the show dresses like that, but
Oh no, they all have different like mask personas. It's basically autobiographical, and he just wants to protect everyone's identities.
oh, okay, I didn't know that. All right, but like all the
he wrote the manga while he was working at a bookstore.
Oh man, that poor man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. There's even a bit where he's like at a company party, and someone actually recognizes him from the manga, and he's like, "Please don't tell anyone."
Oh Jesus Christ. That poor man. Oh.
So that was a contest.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I remember why I don't do those. Because
They take forever, and you're just gonna lose anyway.
I'm glad I stumbled onto a Naruto tangent there, because that didn't look all that interesting to me.
Well, since it's a filler episode and we still have 3 minutes to kill, worst filler arc ever.
You know, I can't really.
Besides all of season 3 of Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh, we're talking about all anime.
Oh, okay, yeah. Rurouni Kenshin did that thing where it completely outpaced the manga after season 2, and just like didn't bother trying to animate the final arc. So it did its own story arcs, including several filler stories, and then this other story arc that involved some user of Hiiten Mitsurugi who was fighting for like Christian expansionism or whatever.
What?
And
Yeah.
it's not nearly as interesting as the Anishi arc in the manga. They did eventually animate that as an OVA, but
Well, like a quarter of it as an OVA.
but they left a lot of it out, so it's not nearly as well fleshed out.
Good.
Yeah. So
Anime is
Basically,
weird.
Karu gets kidnapped, Kenshin goes to fight Enshi, and that's it.
yeah.
Why do we let anime be?
Well, it was just how TV was done back then in Japan.
Yeah,
You just weren't allowed to take breaks.
They couldn't take time off to let the manga get ahead of them. So they had to fill the time by just bullshitting out episodes. And since they don't have as good a grip on the material as the actual author, the quality was often dubious.
It also just usually got worse animation because inherently it didn't matter
Yeah.
as much.
I mean, like sometimes you get a really well done example of this, like Full Metal Alchemist, which just did its own story, not as
Which got helped by the author.
yeah.
Also, another decent filler that I like that I see never gets brought up a lot. Gohan's like solo training stuff in Dragon Ball Z right after Raditz.
Oh yeah, I remember when I was trying to watch
'Cause
Dragon Ball Z, like there was the episode with the robot that was actually like legitimately sad.
Yeah, because it gives time for Gohan to grow and actually get to know him more before we suddenly jump to Nappa and Vegeta, and he's just kind of there cowering the entire time.
Yeah, like the entire Saiyan saga and Dragon Ball Z is actually pretty legit good, including the filler stuff they added, because like there's a lot of time passing in the manga, and I couldn't help but I read the manga after the anime, of course, but when I read the Saiyan saga specifically, I couldn't help but think it felt abrupt. When you just go from Raditz to a few episodes of Snake Way and King Kai, and then boom, Vegeta. Okay.
Yeah, it's I know filler is kind of a dirty word, but you especially for long gaps of time, that's important for the character growth. You know?
Although
like,
sometimes that can backfire. Like, speaking of the Saiyan saga, there was that episode with Vegeta where he has an adventure on the planet and then blows.
Do you remember the Bug Planet Vegeta?
Oh yeah, where he
Bug
literally commits genocide.
Yeah,
and it's the character's a goofy, fun character that we're supposed to love. But Vegeta committed genocide.
It's like that never happened in the manga, so it kind of retroactively doesn't make sense with the character as he was portrayed later.